Well, now that we start talking, let's just like let's just get into the podcast. Wait, so I just wanted to discuss a few things with you. Okay. First of all, can you please tell my 12 subscribers uh who you are and what you do what you do and why I brought you here.
Okay, so my name is Yash Gupta. I am a producer. I am the founder of the independent music label, which is like in the works right now. The name is Money Before Fame. You can look
Oh,
it up on
yeah, yeah. I
Instagram and
saw your
everything.
story, bro. Yeah, I saw your story. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you put a story again? Like, what you would like say
That
something?
was a new song.
Oh,
There's a new song dropping on 29th.
29
That's
this
like the
month.
first song after my label has been fully like established and everything.
Your neighbor, like what, like label established meaning, like what you got like license and all that.
No, you so like we officially have a distributing partner that which will
Okay.
distribute our music to every platform on earth. So
Oh,
like
damn. Okay.
Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, Geo, Savan, everything.
Wait, you
Any
gotta
platform you listen to, you can
okay,
find our music in it.
wait, so you gotta explain me a little bit about this music thing. Okay, so you're a producer. Can you explain
Yeah,
to like
so
okay, what does a producer do?
so in the music industry, there are three people basically.
Hmm.
There are one is the artist, the singer.
Yeah.
So say for example, say take Taylor Swift for example. She is an artist.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very cheeky example, but yeah, okay. Taylor Swift is an artist.
Yeah.
But if you say take Metro Boomin for example, he is a producer. He doesn't sing in the songs. But the instrumental, the music that you hear in the background, he has produced that. And he's also a part of the like mixing and mastering
Hmm.
of the track, which is basically enhancing the quality and making everything, gluing everything together so that it's of the highest quality possible.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there are artists, there are producers, and there are mixing and mastering engineers. And in most of
Interesting.
the cases, a producer is both a producer and a mixing and mastering engineer. So
Okay.
most cases there are two people. So I am a producer and I also occasionally mix and master my own tracks with the artists that I
Oh,
work
was that
with.
the Spotify thing that you were doing, like that reels, like that reels you kept releasing about that Sebum ka playlist
No,
and all that?
that was a different thing. To be honest, I don't do that anymore. I just used to do it because I could have because I can earn a bit of money from there. So
Yeah.
that's why I used to do it. But now I've stopped doing it. I no longer make remixes and everything. I just work with artists now, mainly underground artists. I have like a we recently bought in a manager. His name is Anand. He's from the NCR region. He lives in Noida. He's
Okay.
a very good friend now, and like he has a lot of connections, like really popular underground connections.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so he has introduced us to like a lot of underground artists and all.
And
We
how
have
did
a
you
bunch
how
of
did you
songs
meet
in the
this guy?
way.
How did you get in touch with him?
So actually, this guy
Hmm.
is one of my friends. He posted me. So there are two people. I work with a guy called Scholar. That's his artist name, and his real name is Saumil. He
Okay.
lives in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Oh, like
Okay,
okay, the
so
States. Cool, bro. Okay.
yeah, yeah. He's an Indian though. He used to live in India. He just his father got transferred, so he
Okay.
relocated to the
Okay.
States, and
Okay.
he's going to stay there now for some time. So basically, we started making songs, and our friends they kept on reposting our stories, reposting our songs on the stories, right? So this guy is actually a cousin of one of my friends, and
Hmm.
he's also in the music business, but he's neither an artist, he is neither a producer. He's kind of a manager. He's a guy who has a lot of reach in the underground culture. So like all artists from Delhi, uh, there are a few artists from South also, a few artists from Andhra and all.
Okay.
These people who rap,
Yeah.
yeah, and these underground artists also have huge connections. Like they have connections in Warner and everything.
Okay. Okay.
And if everything goes well, we can also currently we are trying to establish a connection with this artist. He has connects in Universal. No, sorry,
Uh,
not Universal. Believe, which is Sony Music actually. Yeah.
okay. Sony. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So if everything goes well, we are going to drop with him, but we want it to come through Believe, which is a subsidiary of Sony.
Okay. Okay. So as a producer, like so you so that song that you the 29th, what that's happening on 29th,
Yeah.
what is your role in it? Like what are you doing?
So so I made the instrumental, the whole beat that's in the background. I made that. I
Okay.
mixed the whole song, like the
Okay.
I mastered the whole song. I enhanced the quality and everything.
Okay. That's what a producer does. Okay. Now I'm getting some clarity. Okay. And who's the
Yeah, yeah.
singer?
The singer is Scholar. It's actually going to be his first song, which he has officially released. It's a Hindi song. It's
Acha.
an in
Okay.
the Indian
Yeah.
hip hop scene. So it's
Okay.
his
Like
first
those
Hindi songs.
divine
Yes, he
types.
just not
Like
just
those
not actually divine. Divine is more of the, so there are
Anuv
so
Jain.
no, no, no,
No. Okay.
not that
Okay. No.
shit, bro.
Okay.
Okay, so let me explain. There are two popular Indian hip hop scenes right now. One is happening in Delhi and one is happening in Mumbai.
Hmm.
Now Divine is from Mumbai, and Mumbai rap is more like the hustle rap.
Yeah. Like that.
So
MC
like
stand
people from
chill.
the streets rapping.
Yeah.
And the Delhi rap is more about the flexing rap. Like मेरे पे इतने गाड़ी
Okay.
आए, मेरे पे इतने
Oh.
ये है.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stand
Yeah.
on my
Yeah. Yeah.
bands,
Oh, I've heard so many of those. Okay. Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So a good example of Delhi rap would be, if you want to check out Delhi rap, it would be probably be See Them Out. They are really huge in the scene right now.
Okay. So you're doing like Delhi rap shit.
Yeah, but we are not confined to any space. We are trying to work with all the artists we can.
Okay, okay. And like what's the revenue model at this? Like 50-50 commission between you and the singer, or what's that like?
Currently, because we are an independent label, we can do 50-50, like everyone gets an equal split.
Correct.
But later when we grow a bit, we can probably be charging more, or like owning the masters or master recordings of the songs and everything, like major labels do.
Okay, so like you're like full on the grind, bro. So like you're like okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm actually not able to do a lot right now because it's boards and everything. But once boards stop, right, I'm
yeah.
going full on.
So okay, so the plan is after both you start like full on this.
Yeah, currently I was telling you the manager and the artist, right? So
Hmm.
this company, I'm the founder, and there I have two other co-founders.
Okay.
One I have one other co-founder, which is the scholar guy I was talking about. He is
Okay.
also my partner in the label. So currently, because he lives in the States and his session ends at around August, right? So he's
Hmm.
kind of free right now. So he's handling all the relations and everything,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
coordinating with the manager and
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
And for now, till my boards are going, I'm just making music. After this is over, I'll like step in, and then I'll also
Yeah, you'll
be
step in and
in the
you'll take
relations side.
the yeah. Crazy,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
crazy. But like just explain a little bit about like life as a student business hustler. Like what's it been? Like, I've also been doing sort of I'm in this marketing space for a good couple of months now, and like I'm sure you would have done a bit more because you've been in the space for longer, right? So like what are your thoughts on it? Like what are the challenges that you had to face? I mean, very cliched question, but yeah, go on.
Bro, the biggest challenge I think I have ever faced is like people rejecting my shit over and over again.
Yeah,
And
but like,
because
oh
like,
yeah.
okay,
Thanks. Hmm.
okay, so let me explain this.
Okay.
So say I release a song, right?
Hmm.
And now what a lot of people do is that they pay playlist curators. So say for example, you have a Spotify playlist,
Hmm.
a bunch of likes, you have a bunch of likes in it. So like say you have 100,000 likes, 100,000 people listen
Okay.
to your playlist.
Okay.
So now what artists usually do is that they contact the playlist creator, who is the owner of the playlist, and they
Okay.
pay him some money so that they put their songs in. So whenever the 100,000 people they listen to the playlist, because playlists go one after one, like you listen to one song and automatically changes to another.
Yeah.
So you don't know what song is coming up
Correct.
next.
Correct.
So if your song somehow gets placed on the playlist, people who are listening to the playlist just because they are fans of the playlist, they end
Yeah.
up streaming your songs, and you will end up getting streams. So
Correct.
what people do is that they pay for a lot of playlists. They get playlisted one, and then they get a bunch of fans and streams from there. Now the thing that's very hard with the getting onto these playlists is that these playlist curators charge a lot of money. So say for a
Okay.
month is around $70 or something.
So these playlist curators, they take your music. If you pay them, they take your music, they
Hmm.
make a playlist out of it, and they spread it, right? They outreach, they like spread it to different people. They spread it on different platforms, and they make sure that people listen to the playlist.
No, so that's not how. Say you go to the gym, right?
Okay.
And you just created a gym playlist.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
you name the playlist as workout music.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people need playlists for the gym, right? So some
Okay.
so for some reason your playlist started popping off.
Huh.
You have 50,000 followers on your playlists. So what, as from listener's point of view, you just go to the gym and you hit play on the playlist, and you start with your workout.
Yeah.
But from the artist perspective, if his music is in that playlist, that his music will also get streamed when the guy is working out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he
Correct.
he
Correct.
generally wouldn't change the song. So that's
Okay.
how playlists work. The
So,
playlist exists before you pay it.
oh, okay. Okay. So how do you find these playlist curators normally?
Most of the times you
Discord?
just go on to an no, not Discord. You go to Spotify, the app,
Hmm.
and if you and this is like sauce, bro. No, I don't think anyone knows this, but like
Okay.
if you this only works on PC. If you
Okay.
scroll down in the
Hmm.
Spotify, it works for any artist. You just scroll down and you will see a discovered on section on the Spotify tab. It works on the Spotify PC app. So
Okay.
if you go to the discovered on, you will see how where the artist is getting most of his streams from like which playlist, and then you can like
Oh.
get the playlist from there. And most of these playlist curators, they will have their Instagram or something mentioned in their playlist bio,
And then
so you
they
can
reach
hit
out.
them up on Instagram.
Okay. And then you hit them up and you're like, bro, can you add my song?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
And
they like
they charge
send if
prices.
any spots are free, if any spots. Yeah, prices depend on spots. So of
Ah,
course, top 10 is going to be more expensive, and as you go down, the prices are going to be less expensive.
interesting. Like how much money have you made like totally from all this hustle that you how long have you been in this game for?
Bro, to be honest, I started making music when I was in eighth grade. So what's that,
Yeah, that's
2019?
time, bro. That's time. 4 years?
2019, and I released my first ever song on Spotify in 2021.
Fuck. Okay. Okay, can we swear? Never mind, we can now.
Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So 2021. That's crazy. How much have you released till now?
So I used to release under a different artist team. I used to make lo-fi beats before.
Yeah,
So
okay.
beats for studying and everything.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
used to
yeah.
make that before.
Yeah.
Uh, and then recently, last year, I started making remixes of songs because they were also doing pretty well.
Yeah. That I've
And
seen those reels, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I just archived most of them. They were cringe. I'm going to do a whole rebranding after boards and everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so
And then now I've started working with artists. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, bro, like, what's a day in a life of, let's say you're in the grind, right? Let's say right now you just prioritizing a little bit of studies, but let's say it's a
Mhm.
normal school day. What's like, what is the split of like this
Okay,
much
so
time
if
I'm gonna,
it's a
yeah, go on.
so if it's a normal school day, you have to do all the like necessary stuff, right? You go to school, you go and attend your coaching classes and everything.
Yeah.
You do that. And whenever the free time you have, most of the time, either I'm looking for more playlist curators to
Okay.
like hit up on everything,
Yeah.
negotiating with them and doing
Yeah.
all the stuff,
Yeah.
like finding the best playlist, the best value out of it.
Yeah.
And if not that, I'm either making new music or either trying to like reach out to new artists whom I can work with. Or and if not that, um,
So like, okay, let's say out of 24 hours, okay, let's say 100%. Let's talk percentages. How much percent
okay,
of in a day, how much percent of you do you give to this hustle?
on a
In
normal school day, I
Yeah,
have been giving about 20% of my day
okay.
because you don't have actually a lot of time left after you go
Yeah,
to school,
facts,
attend all the
bro.
coachings.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like after I come back from school, I need a fucking nap. Otherwise, I need a
Yeah,
nap,
yeah.
bro. I can't especially when I go to school, I need a nap. And then by the time I get up, it's like 6 o'clock. So yeah. And then you need to manage studies and other stuff. So it gets pretty hard. Yeah, so
Yeah, it has actually been very hard this school year, but yeah.
yeah, but okay. So do you face those common problems that everyone faces of like procrastination? Like when you're studying, I'm just saying generally, do you like face those problems, or like is that something that you've just gotten rid of because you have so many things to do?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I've gotten rid of things, but like procrastination has been a pretty big problem for me, bro. So
Facts.
especially
Hmm.
if you, so the things like I have never procrastinated. So if I ever have to make music, right, I have never procrastinated in that. Even the things that I love. So say if you ever tell me that let's go to the gym, I'll never procrastinate. Like, but
Hmm.
whenever it comes to studies and everything, like shit
Yeah.
that I don't like doing that much,
Yeah.
I'll start procrastinating like crazy.
I mean that, yeah, that's
There
pretty
are,
self-explanatory. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so there are things that I don't procrastinate for, but yeah, but there are a good bunch of things that I do.
Correct, correct, correct. Yeah. True, but like I've heard, like I want to know your thoughts on this. I've always heard like a lot of people say, when you get it, like that balance is actually not, it's not the key to getting ultra successful. Like I've always heard people say
Hmm.
that you have to go all in on something to be ultra successful at it. Like, you can't just balance shit and then expect to be successful at everything. There's a quote which I'm
Yeah.
forgetting. Jack of all trades, something like that. But yeah, what are
Yeah,
your thoughts
jack of
on
all trades, master of
master of
none,
none?
still better
Exactly.
than
So
master of one. Yeah,
exactly,
I have
yeah.
heard that.
So what are your thoughts on like that? You said 20%. Um, don't you think that you should be giving everything to it if you want to be like ultra successful?
Look, the thing is that there's nothing wrong in giving 100%, and you may even be more successful if you give 100% to it. I'm
Yeah.
sure if I give like more of my time towards this thing, I'll probably have some more success in it. But like people like us, we cannot actually be giving 100%, right? We cannot just leave our
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
school stuff and
Correct,
everything. We
correct.
cannot, even the next year we will be going to college and everything. You cannot just drop out of college because that
Yeah.
just is not an option for us.
Yeah. And that
So I
that
feel
becomes
like,
the challenging part, right? Because uh you sort of have to, and at least until you make it at some level, you have to keep at both the things.
yeah,
So
actually.
there's no two ways about it. You can't just go all in. I mean, that Western culture is really hitting, bro. Like those people just drop out of school and they start self-improvement, they go bald, and then they just drop out of school, and then they, I don't know, bro, this Western culture is popping. But like, yeah, bro, but like, what are your thoughts on the whole personal brand like personal brand hype? Like, do you think, like, do you follow that a lot?
Yeah, I do follow a lot of people who have personal brands and everything, but I am all in for making a personal brand. But I feel like now most of the people they are making a personal brand for, of course, their own gain, but they're not actually giving a lot of
Value.
like valuable knowledge.
That's so
The
interesting.
old people who have the
Yeah.
old people who have been on this game, like say for example, Hermosi or what else? Gary Vaynerchuk, these people.
Yeah.
These are the old people who have been making this type of content,
Iman
and they
Gadzi.
are the ones who
Uh,
have been giving a lot of value. But the new people that are popping off right now, I don't feel like their videos a lot very valuable.
Bro, that's the thing, right? Like once something gets saturated, like everyone wants to jump in on it, and then uh, they lose the sort of whole they lose the whole like purpose of doing it in the first place. Like the whole point of doing it is gone. Like, bro, like self improvement like has just become so saturated, bro. I can see it. Like every single guy is just making self improvement videos. Like it's a good thing. That's a good wave, but like, yeah, it's become very saturated. What do you think?
Yeah, self-improvement specifically, I feel like it has become very saturated. And it has become saturated to the point that people just are doing it to make money off of it. Because they
Facts.
seem like they see that people are watching these kinds of videos and they are doing this. You know the
Yeah.
whole TikToker psychology, right? So say
Hmm.
why did TikTok get so famous? Because what happened was people in the beginning they made a simple dance video and they were getting a lot of likes. Now
Correct.
say a person A makes a video. Now the person B thinks that even I can do this, and they start
Yeah.
feeling bad about it because if even they can do it, they should even do this.
Yeah.
And
So
then the person B starts making a video. Then the
and
person
then
C starts
C
making a
starts
video, and that's
correct.
how that's
Correct.
how the chain begins.
That's correct. That's true. And like, bro, but personal brand is good, but according to me, like you should, like, it's always, I've said this in my video as well, bro. Like it's always the contrasting opinions that get a lot of attention. Like so either you agree on something, like strongly agreed people and the strongly disagreed people always get a lot of views. Like, you can't just be like, yeah, I agree and disagree and get views, right? So yeah, I think
Yeah.
like you can't just my point is like you can't just stay at home 6 days a week doing nothing and make a video saying how to enjoy life or something. Like that's what this whole space is becoming. Like the people, right, what they say, they're not, they
Portraying
preach
the truth.
something. Yeah, they preach something and they say something else, bro. It's just really
Yeah,
weird.
that's what I'm saying. Most of the things I just whenever I scroll on in the internet, there's just one thought in the back of my mind that just stays with me. It's like this shit is not real. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
better to go with this ideology because I've seen Instagram being so fake and
bro.
so many people doing stuff and then because
Yeah.
I actually was seeing these two people. They claim to be traders, successful traders. You know all those videos like we dropped out of school, we started trading, and now we have Lamborghinis, we live in Dubai.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Fuck. Bro.
A guy on YouTube, he like literally debunked the whole Instagram page. He literally put proof on how those cars were rented, on how the penthouse was an Airbnb and everything. And after the guy's videos, the video blew up on YouTube. They just went private.
Crazy, bro.
So yeah, a lot of fake shit is happening right now. So I wouldn't just say take anyone for their word.
Yeah, yeah, bro. But the OGs are the OGs, bro. Like for me, like Iman Ghazi, I think Hamza,
Oh,
I
for
really look.
sure.
I think I look up to Hamza a lot and Iman Ghazi. I think these two people are like the OGs, bro. But just self improvement. Like Hamza started the whole wave of this, bro, and now everyone like he's just built a cult, and then everyone in that cult is their own sort of they're doing their own personal brand shit. So
Yeah, yeah.
the OGs are the OGs, man. Yeah. Okay.
I
Now I wanna.
personally have a lot of respect for Iman Ghazi.
Hmm,
That guy is fucking insane.
yeah, yeah. Why
The
do
way
you
he
why do you?
documented his whole journey and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, wait. Now I'm gonna get into a very interesting part of the podcast. Let's talk about parents. Okay. What?
Okay.
Okay. So like we are Indians and we have Indian parents, right? So what's the scene, bro? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you uh how do you sort of convince them and go about that part?
Look, for Indian parents, I don't feel like any parent will stop you if you're doing anything as long as you're doing what is required.
And
So say for
absolutely
and for what is required, that thing or usually is only one thing, academics.
correct,
If you have your academics sorted out, you can do whatever you want. That's
correct,
how Indian parents work. And I feel
correct.
like for most people, parents are the same. They work like this only.
Facts, facts.
I've never seen a guy who was like ever been restricted or everything anything if his academics is sorted out.
True, true, true. And like, bro, that's the thing. I honestly, I wouldn't blame them, bro, because at the end of the day, I think they're doing what they know best. They're doing what they think is the best path. They're telling us what they think is the best path for us, and there's nothing wrong in that. And like, we have to sort of
Yeah, I
like,
mean, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like in that time, this was only the option.
yeah, this was
They didn't
exactly,
know all the options that existed. We know all the options that are now in the world because we have the internet and everything, and the internet has become such a vast place, such a
yeah,
vast
yeah, yeah,
kind of place where you can obtain any kind of knowledge.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
we know so much more.
yeah. But like, do you think that like the next generation, like our kids, will look at us and be like, oh, they don't know anything? Like, do you think that we're gonna evolve like that quickly?
I Look, I'm also kind of young in this, so I cannot really say for sure, but I feel
Yeah.
like we'll be a bit more smarter because I mean, come on, we are Gen Z, we
Yeah,
grew up with technology,
Gen
so
Zs.
there's no way we can be left behind in technology.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think I
let's
think
see.
we'll catch the. I think we'll be up to date with the uh, with how fast technology moves ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then there are new types of technologies that are evolving. Like you can see Apple release the Vision
bro,
Pro.
that vision, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like it's just scary at this
That's
point, bro.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I saw this reel. This guy is just walking in the streets with this whole vision pro thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Casey Neistat, right?
no,
That's
no,
the
it's just a
YouTuber's
random
name.
guy, bro. It's not Casey. It's a random guy, and like it's just walking. It's just walking like everything's normal. It's pretty scary, bro. Honestly, I would never wear that, bro. Like that's just weird. Like for me, that's a, nah, bro. I
Bro,
don't.
if you think that's freaky, then you should be reading Elon Musk's tweet. Did you see he
What
tweeted a
did he
few
say?
days ago like the first Neuralink has been transplanted to a human. You know what a Neuralink is? So
Pause.
it's a
Pause. What is a
it's
Neuralink?
a company. So it's basically a brain chip. It's a company which is being funded by Elon Musk and being researched on. It's his company only. So what they
Okay.
do is like it's a brain chip and they implant it in your brain. It reads your brain's signals. And so like I don't know a lot about this, but you can do crazy things like you can control your phone just by thinking of it. You can type messages just by thinking.
Bro, bro,
The
that's
guy who
nah.
got the guy who got the Neuralink transplant like put on in his brain in his head, the
Hmm.
guy actually made a tweet on Twitter, which is a public tweet. You can go and see it. And
What
that
did he
guy
say?
actually made the tweet just by thinking of it. Yeah, he just said this. This just said that the future is now. I just made this tweet just by thinking it. This is the tweet.
Bro,
You can
that's
search more about
scary,
this.
bro. Like that's
That
too.
is actually scary. And that is this thing. I don't know if this is true or not. So I'm not saying that it is actually accurate information. But people are saying that if you later in about 10-20 years time, the Neuralink would be evolved so much that a person can replay his own memories.
That's
Yeah. So I don't know if this is true or not. And I have like no proof of this. I haven't researched about this a lot.
hmm.
But what a lot of people say is that, so you know, right, how the brain remembers everything. So
Huh.
everything in your life, your brain remembers it. That's why when you forget something and then people try to remind you of something, that's how you remember it. So say for example, you were in a birthday party and you just cannot recall the birthday party, and then some guy tells you some instance that happened over there, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how. So according to science, your brain remembers everything it has ever experienced. So what a
Correct.
Neuralink can do, it
Replay
can
those.
replay all the memories
Correct.
in your brain like a video player.
Bro, like, bro,
And
crazy
if
times.
that's true, that'll be crazy.
Bro, crazy times ahead, bro. Like how, like 10 years in, 20 years in, I think this is gonna be norm, right? What do you think?
I feel like it's more. I feel like it will be more because this sector comes inside medical technology, I think.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
don't think it has evolving at that speed right now, more than how the
Okay.
internet is.
Okay. So like what 20 like what's the when do you think this is gonna become like a normal thing? Like
I think 50 years down the line, according to me,
ooh,
it will
50
be very
years.
normal.
Like the Apple Vision Pro. Like what are your thoughts on the Apple Vision Pro? Like would you wear it like if it was cheap and if it, suddenly if it was made
I mean,
cheap?
of course, it is going to be made cheap. So a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of marketing analysts, they say that Apple has inflated the price so that when they drop it in the next 2 years, 1 or 2 years, so that when they drop it in the next 1 or 2 years, people
Hmm.
would start buying it. It's all what they did with the iPhone, right?
Yeah, yeah,
They
facts,
when
facts.
they
Yeah.
released the first
Honestly.
iPhone,
Hmm.
they priced it at around $1,000. But when
Yeah.
they actually released it for the public, they priced it at what, $500? So it became cheap and people started buying it.
Yeah. It just got the hype. It just got the hype, the
Yeah,
demand.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
I think it's the same thing with the Vision Pro. That's what Apple is doing. They have kept the $3,500 price point. But
yeah,
like 1 to 2 years when they start producing it for the masses and everything, I feel like it'll become cheap. And people
true.
are going to buy it because it is a new thing. And it is
Correct.
comfortable, to be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't
No, I mean,
experienced it, but like
bro,
it
but
looks
that, bro,
pretty
like it just covers
comfortable.
it just covers your whole face, bro. Like, and that's just weird according to me. It just covers your whole face, and then like no one looks at you. Like no one can see how you look. Like, don't you think that's weird? Like, just walking in the street and no one
That's
can
true,
see how you
bro.
look.
But like I feel like if a lot of people start using it, it'll become normal at some point of time.
Yeah, 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 maybe. Bro, but yeah, that's the thing though. Now, bro, if you go in the West at least, bro, like it's weird if you don't have an iPhone. Like they call you weird if you don't have an iPhone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So this guy I was telling you about who lives in the US, he
Yeah.
actually had to he actually had to buy a Mac and buy an iPhone just to be in the
In the
like the
music space.
Apple. No,
Oh,
not in music space. In his
the app.
high school, even in his high school, it's way more comfortable because if you go there, no one is using WhatsApp. Everyone is using iMessage.
Nice.
Yeah,
Bro, that
everyone is using WhatsApp, and
so
then
like
people airdrop stuff to one another.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like I wanted to talk about the skills that obviously with my agency and stuff I've taken a lot of your help in editing and all that, and like, I know how good of an editor you are. How does one get into editing? Like not edit, just not just editing. Let's take any skill, any high income skill. How, in according to you, is the best way to get started?
The best way, according to me, has always been YouTube, bro. YouTube has so much knowledge in it. Like you can never find a course that's as detailed as there is in YouTube. So say for example you want to learn how to edit videos, like just go and just start editing the video and just see what all problems you're facing. So say you downloaded Premiere Pro, right?
Yeah.
And now you want to know how to let's say add subtitles.
Yeah.
You just go and search. You just go and search. You have a problem, so go and search it on YouTube how to do this. There'll be
Okay.
a bunch of tutorials. See a tutorial
Okay.
and learn it and then apply it onto your software and everything. That's how you learn. There's no one course. So people think that they'll just get enrolled in one course. They'll buy a course of Udemy on like video editing and they'll learn it all at once. But that does not happen. Once you
Hmm.
start using the software and once you start facing problems, and then once you start resolving the problems through YouTube, that's when you actually learn how to use the software.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So it's like just like it's just like math, no? That you just need to practice more to get better at
Yeah,
it. You
true,
can't,
true.
it's like watching courses is basically like a theory, if I'm not wrong. Watching
Yeah,
courses and
honestly,
like
I've never bought anything. All my skills, be it video editing, be it music production, I've learned it all of YouTube.
that's
People
crazy.
are honestly shocked when I say that I've learned music production of YouTube because of how just hard to it is to understand everything.
Hmm.
But I just feel like I just kept on watching tutorials. I feel like I have done my fair share of 10,000 hours of tutorials already
Oh.
about music production.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just
And
it's
then you
just
just
that.
okay. 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 So is um YouTube is, according to you, the best way to start learning any
For
skill
sure, any day. Yeah,
any
any
day.
day.
Okay.